those couple of weeks were like easily the worst 2 weeks of my entire life, like by a million miles.
Let it be a warning to you. Please be careful. And thankfully, he went back to hospital, said, I don't know what's going on. Coach Greg, in today's video, some very bad news to report. One of the best physiques in the world has recently lost 15 kilograms of muscle in only 12 days. Perhaps it is a little clickbait. I'm certain that not all of that was muscle. Certainly some of it was body fat, some of it was water. But how on earth could he lose 15 kilograms? That's 33 pounds in only 12 days. I mean, I know that MattDoesFitness has large biceps, but does just tearing your bicep off the bone cause you to completely melt and lose all of your muscles that quickly? The straight answer is no. That is not what caused it, but he isn't lying. And so let's get right into it. And so the first thing I notice is I can smell a Coach Greg video. The next comment says, is he natural or no? Well, I would say that just like Hussein Farhat, we'll never know. I do believe that he's natural right now. What he did in the past, is it possible? We're never going to know. What you may not know is that MattDoesFitness is a famous superstar gladiator on TV shows and so on, and so he has very high athletic abilities. And recently, he entered a fake natural bodybuilding competition versus his little brother. And you're thinking, well, what do you mean by that? And on the thumbnail, you see a few bodybuilders in the background. They're standing on stage, posing down. And so you're assuming, hey, they compete against each other. And so I, of course, watched the video because of the clickbait. And come to find out, they stood against each other in their own gym basement. And they had one guy who's a coach tell them who had the better physique. And in the end, and I have to agree, his brother actually beat him. I was very impressed by his brother. He had extra wide shoulders, he was peeled, and he has an amazing physique, also very good at posing. MattDoesFitness, for a guy that does fitness, he just simply doesn't know how to pose. He has also a great physique, but his brother clearly has put on the work, and so he actually beat him. And that was posted just 9 days ago, and to see that he'd lost already 15 kilograms, well, what is going on?
Just over 3 weeks ago, whilst filming Gladiators, I tore my distal bicep tendon off the bone whilst tackling a contender in one of the events.
Remember, these events are not staged. They're actually wrestling, fighting, and so on. And so these type of injuries, they're inevitable. And as you saw him walking and sitting down, he does appear to be significantly smaller. And so, of course, some people are thinking, well, if you lost 15 kilograms that quickly, it must be because you stopped taking performance-enhancing drugs. The answer is no. Even if you're on performance-enhancing drugs, you don't lose 30 plus pounds this quickly. The only way you can lose this much weight this quickly is from not eating. Was he in fact fasting? As how would that help to repair your biceps injury? Remember, we covered this in Noel Diesel's video. When your body is going through surgeries, through repair when it's injured, it actually speeds up its metabolism because it needs more of those nutrients to repair the damage.
I had him here, just sent it. My whole arm got yanked behind me, and like biceps here, it attaches onto the bone here. That just came clean off the bone.
And so unfortunately, he wasn't able to take part with the injured arm. His bicep literally rolled up his arm. It was no longer connected, completely detached. And so he clearly needed surgery. And remember, this guy, MattDoesFitness, he can come back from anything. He already had come back from tearing his Achilles heel. This is one thing that I know. When you're stronger than your body can handle, it definitely is more easy to get injured. If you're a super explosive, you have a lot of strength, you have a lot of power, your ligaments and tendons, they can't hold on to the muscle that's attached. Now, one thing that does in fact increase the risk is people who use performance-enhancing drugs. And so if you are on steroids, for example, and you take part in explosive activities, you're running, playing baseball, lifting heavy weights, ego lifting in the gym, and so on, very likely to get injured. And so guys, if you decide to hop on steroids, their chances of getting injured, they actually go up. Matt is natural in this event. And so it's not the fact that he's on performance enhancing drugs that caused him to get this injury. He's just fighting an elite athlete, and sometimes these injuries are inevitable.
Post filming, I developed this like intense nausea and vomiting like 24 hours a day, right? Everything I would eat, I would throw up.
One thing you may not know is that it actually is fairly common to get nausea and vomiting following surgery. What they do is they use anesthesia to put you under in order to perform this operation. In order to put you out, they put a tube down your throat. They're using anesthesia, and some people simply don't react to it very well. On top of that, a lot of people are using, for example, prescription pain medications. And these medications, for some people, it causes them upset stomach, gastrointestinal distress, nausea, vomiting, causing them to act loopy and weird. And so try not to use, or at least not abuse, these pain medications. Now, he doesn't say exactly what was the cause, of which I would love to know, but let it be a warning to you. Please be careful. And thankfully, he went back to hospital, said, I don't know what's going on. But my personal guess is that he was given prescription medications for the pain, and that he was perhaps sensitive to this, causing him to have all of these problems, forcing him back to hospital.
Those couple of weeks were like easily the worst 2 weeks of my entire life. Like by a million miles. I literally didn't eat for 12 days.
He constantly had hiccups. He couldn't control them. He was nauseous, wanted to throw up. And so all he could do was lay there. And so I'm certainly they would have been giving him calories, sugars and stuff with those bags in his veins, because they're not just going to let him lay there and die. There's only so long you can go without eating. If you don't eat anything, eventually you're no longer with us. And so you can see from the left until the right, that practically looks like Hussein's Farhat after 16 months. And he lost this in only 12 days. And so imagine, that's an incredible de-transformation. Normally we show you the before and the afters. And so this goes to show you how quickly you can lose muscle if you're not able to eat. Now remember, if you're a natural athlete, and you don't go to the gym, you take, for example, 6 months off, you're not going to lose 30 pounds of muscle. This doesn't happen. We've all seen that happen during that time when you had to wear masks and so on. People who stop going to the gym, who achieve those muscles naturally, they're not just going to lose them. But if you go on a cycle, for example, if you say, oh, I just want to do one cycle, I'm going to put on 20 pounds of muscle. If you do that, the problem is when you do in fact go off, you're going to normally lose about half of those gains. Now, if you do a proper PCT, Clomid and Clomiphene, HCG and so on, you can probably keep half the gains. Many people, they do. But if you don't do anything and you just completely give up, oftentimes you could in fact lose everything or even more. The problem is the body, if it doesn't bounce back, if it doesn't again resume to produce testosterone, for example, your LH and FSH don't go back up to normal and your testosterone levels remain low, you're going to continue to lose muscle and feel like garbage. And so if you ever do decide to take performance enhancing drugs, realize that you're more likely going to do them for the rest of your life. If you stop, those gains, they're going to disappear. You can see it amongst so many bodybuilders, professional bodybuilders and so on. Look at some of the best bodybuilders in the world. Unless they're on HRT, they lose perhaps half of their gains. And some who go cold turkey, you wouldn't even recognize them. And so please be careful.
I'm back home now. I've been home for 3 days. This is day 4 of eating food.
He's still struggling to get in enough calories. Perhaps he's eating only 1,800 calories a day. And so he's soon going to have to eat 3,000.
2 weeks, I'll be back to like my normal level of food consumption. And at that point, I can start to like regain my body weight, because obviously it's a pretty sad state of affairs at the moment.
So even at 1,800 calories a day, this is below his maintenance. And so his muscles would be continue to get smaller. He's eating soft mashed foods. For example, perhaps it's Greek yogurts or mashed potatoes. He could be consuming protein shakes. But he needs to eat more calories. But here's the thing, that bicep injury, it takes some time for it to heal and to get stronger. And so as he's resting and waiting, remember this, newbie gains is a real thing, so is muscle memory. And so the fact that he used to weigh 215 pounds, about 97 kilograms, it tells me that he's going to quickly be able to go back. Your body remembers that size, and so if you start doing the training that you used to do, it's going to quickly jump up faster than ever before to get to that size.
I'm a freak, I heal quick, so I reckon more like 4 or 5 weeks, but still, you don't want to push it until you get to that point, because obviously if the tendon comes out or gets damaged, it's the worst case scenario.
And so, of course, Matt could be using supplements like BPC 157 or TB 500 to repair faster than last time. And is that actually legal for WADA? I don't think that it is. If you use these supplements, you can't compete in drug-tested competitions. But last I checked, he's a gladiator. He could use BPC 157, TB 500, and I don't think it's breaking any rules. And so if you're interested in getting various prescribed medications from a doctor, very quickly and cheaply with little effort on your own, for example, tadalafil or Viagra, telmisartan, and clomiphene, Cialis, or Viagra. You can do so by clicking the link in the description. It's AlgoRx. I'm now a part owner. And so if you're interested in getting a discount, you can use code Greg for 10% off. They're also going to do your blood work. And so if you want to know if you're healthy or if you need any certain medications, remember, these are pharmaceutical grade, and the two owners, they used to work for Merrick Health. And so they know exactly how to do this, only for half the price. And so if you're looking for cheaper prices than last time, you can't afford the prices at Merrick Health, compare them. If the Merrick Health prices are perfect, then go and buy it from them. If not, you can retry the same exact thing for perhaps the same medications and see if you can get it for about half price. Who doesn't want to save more money than last time? Code Greg, 10% off.
I also, by the way, just bought a car, literally about an hour ago. It's not here yet. I'll show you when it gets, not in this video, I'll show you in a future video when it gets here. It's a mad one. Guess in the comments what car I bought.
Ferrari F12 is my guess. Second guess, McLaren. Third guess, a Urus. Mercedes GT63S. Fifth guess, a Lamborghini Huracan.
Probably going to get a couple of comeback videos of just my unbelievable transformation from being a skinny weasel with the world's smallest arms to being a jacked monster like I used to be.
Look for future Matt Does Fitness videos where he regains 12 kilograms, which is over 25 pounds of muscle in a matter of months. I believe that he can do it. And most certainly, if he wants to do it faster than last time, Matt Does Fitness, this is what I recommend. Turk Builder Max, or even better, Turk Platinum. Of course, this goes along with creatine, which everyone knows works, and G-Test Platinum to maximize your testosterone levels. I mean, I'm certain his testosterone levels are in the tank after not eating basically anything for 12 straight days. And GO2 Max for your cardio, being laying down in a hospital, you're probably less fit than last time. GO2 Max to improve your cardio. Now, what you absolutely do not want to try, Matt, is GLP Max, because it decreases your appetite by approximately 28%. And so you need to put in the calories. Normally, I tell people to put the fork down. Matt needs to pick up the fork and start eating. 1,800 calories is all he's been able to eat after starving himself for 12 straight days. Not his fault. He wasn't able to eat. Remember, this is nothing that he wanted. It was an accident, a freak accident that tore his bicep, leading to the anesthesia, perhaps pain medications, causing the upset stomach, nausea, hiccuping. And so sad to see this happening to Matt. No one wants to see anyone get injured like this. Anyone who's a fitness athlete, bodybuilder, powerlifter, we don't want to see people getting injured. And so wishing him a speedy recovery. Matt, get on the supplements faster than last time. Get back in the gym when you can. Subscribe, click the bell button, comment to boost the algorithm. Please like the video if you liked it. Watch one of those two bloops, not both, just watch one. And of course, the Circle Diet Book and Cookbook 3.1, you can get those. And looking for a coach, you can click the link in the description and apply right now. And don't forget about Momentous Clothing, also available by clicking in the link. And for all my supplements, code Greg, 15% off. And until next time, I am out.